Welcome to Bergen, the gateway to the Norwegian fjords. And as any local would say, the most beautiful city in the world.
And welcome to the home of the Viking ocean ships. All of these ships sail with the Norwegian flag and Bergen as their port of origin.
My name is Øyvind.
And my name is Ingunn. And we are longtime Viking friends. Actually, my story goes further back. My parents met when they worked as crew members on the Royal Viking Sky in the 1970s. These ships have inspired the current Viking ocean ships, so I do feel as a direct result of the extended Viking family.
Ingunn and I run one of the largest event companies in Bergen.
And we're also married, in case you're wondering why we were standing this close during a pandemic.
And we've had the pleasure of doing several of the naming ceremonies for these beautiful ships.
On May 17th in 2015, on the Norwegian National Day, we gathered 20,000 people here in Bergen for the naming ceremony of the Viking Star. It was magical.
We are now standing at the walls of the fortress here in Bergen, very close to where Viking docks when arriving this city.
We sure miss seeing all these beautiful Viking ships here daily now during this pandemic.
Bergen is a very compact city, and you arrive in the middle of the city center. We're going to take you for a little walk to show you a bit of this beautiful city.
Starting right here at the city fortress. The building at the city fortress dates all the way back to the 1240s, back when Bergen was the capital of Norway. The building behind us, the medieval hall, Håkon's Hall, and the Rosenkrantz Tower are both open for the public to visit.
So, let's go and meet our friend, the guy who does the daily running of this place.
Hei! Kjekt å se deg!
Ja, her går det bra. Hallei.
So, Vidar, you work here at the fortress daily. Can you help us and tell us a bit more about these beautiful buildings and the history of the fortress?
Of course. Now we are standing in the royal courtyard from the medieval times. Behind us we have the Håkon's Hall, which was built for a wedding for 750 years ago.
But I didn't get a building like that built for my wedding.
Vidar, what other things would you recommend your guests to see?
You also can see the Rosenkrantz Tower, which is a stone tower from the medieval times. We have the historic Armed Force Museum, and of course also our outdoor site with the old buildings, the fortress walls, and in the summer season we also have concerts, we have theatre performances and other events.
So much to experience here at the fortress. I'm sure when we have our Viking guests back, they will be back here in numbers. Thank you so much, Ida.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure, and welcome to the Bergen Fortress.
Bryggen is one of the most famous sites here in Bergen.
Bryggen was built in 1702 after the Great Fire and is now part of the UNESCO World Heritage List, which we're kind of proud of. Bryggen has been ravaged by many great fires. The largest one in 1702 left the whole city to ashes. But the buildings you see today has been built on the foundations from the 12th centuries, meaning that the buildings we see today look pretty much the same through all those passing centuries.
All of the facades are beautiful. Bryggen is filled with hidden small walkways. Come, let's show you. In here, you will find a hidden world of galleries, small shops, and artist studios ready for you to explore.
At Bryggen, you can also find two museums. On the one hand, you got the Hanseatic Museum, showing you the history of how the Hanseatic merchants traded and lived here in Bergen for over 400 years. On the other side of Bryggen, you will find Bryggen's Museum, showing you the archaeological excavations here from Bryggen, and also it contains some of the oldest foundations of buildings from Bergen.
And when in Bergen, you have to taste the real Bergen delicacy. You might as well learn the word skillingsbolle. This cinnamon bun is the best in the world. Skillingsbolle.
These are so good and so healthy. Well, not really, but life's too short not to enjoy a Bergen cinnamon bun.
Did you know that Norwegians are crazy about mountain hiking? And who's more lucky than us living in Bergen, surrounded by 7 mountains?
One of the mountains starts right here in the town center, 100 meters from Bryggen. And here's the real perk. If you're not a true Norwegian, love to hike up those steep mountains, there is a train taking you right up there in 8 minutes. Want to join me for a quick ride? So we're on our way up. Mount Fløien is one out of 2 mountains of our 7 mountains that you can access without using your feet. The other one being Mount Bryggen, 643 meters above sea level. You can access that mountain by cable car. As for the other 5 mountains, the only means of transportation is your feet. And if you're lucky enough to get here at the right time of the year, you can join in our 7 mountain walk. It is 35 kilometers long, takes you 2,200 meters up, and it takes 10 hours. Obviously, I don't do that walk because I'm not crazy, but surprisingly many Norwegians are. But if you want to go mountain hiking, there are a lot of less ambitious trips and so many nice trails for you to enjoy here in our mountains. Welcome to Mount Fløien. This is the best spot to get the full overview of Bergen and the surrounding areas. And if you're interested in looking at the fjords, there are a lot of small day cruises that you can take with smaller boats to enjoy the surrounding areas. After taking your mandatory Fløien selfie, you can either enjoy a nice downhill walk back to the town center, or you can catch the funicular back.
Having visited the Viking Ocean cruise ship several times, we know that the food there is fantastic.
Yeah, I think I've actually gained 4 pounds on my last trip on board.
We also have some really nice places in Bergen. Obviously, we tasted the skillingsbolle. We are very proud of our Michelin star restaurant, Bara. But we also have some other specialties for like light snacks.
Yes, and it may not sound like a delicacy, but we have these amazing heart-shaped fish cakes. Yes, we are talking about squeezed fish. They are tremendously popular here for dinner, for an afternoon snack, or for lunch. So let's stop by the Søstrene Hagelin on our way to the city square. We are now arriving at our town square, Torgallmenningen. And the first thing you will see arriving here is this beautiful monument honoring the Norwegian sailors through the times from the Viking to the modern seamen and women.
This monument is a tribute to Norwegian sailors. Each of the sides of this monument represents a different time of sailing history in Norway. The monument was unveiled on 7th of June in 1950.
I don't know if you noticed today, but the sun is shining here in Bergen. This is not normal, people. Our 7 mountains are fairly nice to look at, but unfortunately they also make all the rain coming in from the North Sea just stop and pour down on us here. That means we have quite heavy rain for 250 days a year, making us the most rainy city in Northern Europe.
This has led to a completely new industry here in Bergen, designing rainwears. Local designers have made new brands of rainwear, keeping you dry even in Bergen weather. We would recommend to check out Bergen Rainwear and Norwegian Rain. If you invest in one of these coats, you will have a classic jacket for the rest of your life, keeping you dry and also supporting our local designers. You already have 2 of those.
Bergen also has a large and acknowledged university. The University of Bergen is situated on a small height in the city center and consists of several of these beautiful buildings.
Also up here, you can experience Bergen Maritime Museum, where you can see more than 1,000 years of Norwegian sailor history. You can see real ships, models, and different artifacts.
Also, non-students have good reason to spend time up here now. After last year, they reopened this beautiful building behind us, the Museum of Natural History. This is an amazing museum with so much to see. And one of our friends actually worked there, so we thought we might pop by and make a small visit.
So, we've tracked down Eli here in the whale hall at the museum. It's good to see you here.
It's such a pleasure to welcome you here. So, because we are now finally standing in our museum again, because we have been closed for about 6 years. And it's such a pleasure to open the doors to Norway's oldest museum building.
What can you experience here?
We have tried to create new exhibitions in a listed building. So we now have everything from the deepest sea, where you can really experience an interactive exhibition that shows you something that you would never be able to see in real life.
I also noticed in another room here that you kind of can stand on the plate changes in the earth.
Yeah.
That was quite amazing.
Yeah, because what we have, when we try to recreate our museum from being a traditional natural history museum to now be the University of Bergen's own museum, we wanted to let people see how we create research. So the exhibition you are talking about is the rise and fall of a mountain, where we try to show how the ground that we actually are walking on was created so many million years ago.
You're also educating people here, and one of the great topics of our time is the pollution of the sea and plastic. And you even have a special exhibition about that?
Yeah, because I'm not sure if people still remember the plastic whale, but it had a huge impact on society, not only in Norway, but all over the world when it was discovered 3 years ago. And if you look over here, you can actually see it. So
this is the actual whale.
Yeah, this is the actual whale. So you can see here where it was shot in the head, because the reason that we discovered this whale was because if you see up in our ceiling, we have these amazing whale skeletons, and many of them have been here since the museum opened in 1865. But this Cuvier's whale, beaked whale, this was something that we missed in our collections. So when they found this sick whale out on the ocean coast of Norway, our researchers went out and they wanted to have this specimen. But then when they then started to do their thing, they found all, if you can see here, all of this plastic was inside the whale's tummy. So it had actually starved to death because of all this plastic.
It's really interesting with a museum that not only shows the past and the development, but also take care of the present, like you're doing here with the whale. I mean, that is something that everybody has to experience.
Yes, and really, when you come to Bergen, this museum definitely should be on your list.
Thank you, Elle.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
I'm getting so hungry after all this walking. Should we go and grab some lunch?
Yeah, good idea.
If there is one thing you need to experience here in Bergen, it's the local cuisine and especially the fish restaurants. And the restaurant we're in at the moment, Lysverket, is a really good example of that. Here you can have amazing food and you can also taste local wines and ciders.
And it's our friend Christopher who started this restaurant a few years ago. So Christopher, tell us about the restaurant and the concept you've got here.
So I moved back from New York after working in New York in 2013 and opened this place. And we try to be a good example of the best ingredients that you can find in our region of Norway. So obviously there's lots of seafood, shellfish, fresh fish, even fermented fish if you're curious on how that tastes, as well as a lot of organic vegetables from local farms and even some local wild game, reindeer. If you've never tried reindeer, it's a great, nice meat.
So all the focus is local. Everything is from places around here.
Yes, I mean, as much as we can. I don't want to lie. Like in February, it might be difficult to find strawberries, but we obviously, I mean, the best restaurant is made up from the best produce, and the further you get the produce from the quality deteriorates. So we obviously use local, fresh, organic product.
So it's almost like you're having a picture of the cow who brought the milk for the ice cream.
Oh, I can get you both. I mean, we work with. I would say our goal is to know every supplier that we have on a personal level, because then we know how they like. When it comes to the cows, we dry age our own meat, and we want the meat to be sustainable. So they're from local, small-scale organic farmers. So I can definitely tell you the name of the cow. You might not want to know, but you know.
So here we are on really fine tasting, really great food.
Yeah, the food is amazing here. What's your favorite on the menu?
I go diving with a friend who supplies us with local shellfish. So it's basically going shopping on the bottom of the ocean. So I love all the shellfish that we get, scallop, all these different weird clams that you might never heard of, langoustines, stone crab. The shellfish is by far the best product we get.
Yeah. And if you want to give advice to people coming in to experience the best food Bergen has to offer, besides Lysverket, obviously, what would you recommend?
Well, I would have to say my pizza place, because we have the same ethos around the pizza that we do with the fine dining. So it's all sustainable local product, but on a pizza. I have a steakhouse, but there's also friends like Colonial. They have a couple of restaurants, and everything they do is great. Everything from their bakery to their fine dining restaurant and wine bar. So there's Michelin level food at Bara. There's a lot of really, really high-end, nice options. So it's definitely worth exploring the fine dining scene of Bergen.
Amazing.
But you should definitely start here with the fish dishes first. I mean, as we mentioned earlier, the food on the Viking ships are great, but when you're off and you're in Bergen, this is the place to go.
Guys.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Bergen is a great city of culture. Our most famous artists are people like Edvard Grieg, Ole Bull, and of course Sissel, the godmother of Viking Jupiter.
Right now we're standing in our main concert venue, which is of course called the Grieg Hall. And this house is also the home of Bergen Philharmonic Orchestra.
In Bergen, you can also visit the Cody museums. You can go to Trollhaugen and see Edvard Grieg's home and Ole Bull's home at Lysøen.
So if you want to come to Bergen and expand your cultural horizon, check out the event listings to find out which concerts are going, and then maybe you'll find yourself sitting in one of these 1,600 seats enjoying a magical cultural experience right here. Thank you so much for joining us in our little trip around Bergen. We hope you have enjoyed it, and we look so much forward to welcome you to our beautiful city.
And now we are getting ready to answer your questions in our office.
Welcome to our office.
Welcome to this live Q&A from Bergen tonight. We look so much forward to answering all your questions. And the first one just popped up here. It's from Joy Drake from Pleasanton, California.
Oh, sounds nice.
Yeah.
Bryggen looks really nice. Lots of small stores to visit for handcrafted items. What type of things can you pick up there? Oh, well.
Lots of nice stuff.
Lots of nice stuff.
Knitwear, beautiful handmade knitwear. Beautiful Scandinavian design items that you can have in your home.
Yeah, and you got the silver shops.
Handcrafted silver. You can actually see the craftsmen sitting there working, and galleries where you can buy local art.
My favorite, the Christmas shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sells Christmas stuff all year around. You
can get Christmas spirit in July, guys, because they actually have these beautiful Norwegian Christmas decorations, and the shop is open, all year long. So this is really the time to get that special ornament for your Christmas tree from Bergen.
So, not run into just the first shop. Have a stroll through the streets there and check out the different shops. It's a lot of nice things.
Yeah.
Yeah, new question.
Yeah, from Shane Greenfile from Hingham, Massachusetts. What stunning view of the fjords? Do you get a lot of snow in Bergen?
We get a lot of rain in Bergen.
Yeah,
yes.
We can't.
But sometimes it depends. I mean, obviously last year's not so much. It's getting warmer here as well. But yeah, we got some snow. You see it in the mountains.
Yeah, in the mountains you will have snow pretty much from November until February. So if you come at that time of the year, you're going to see people walking in the streets here with skis on their back, taking the funicular up and then walking into the trails in the mountains.
That's quite fun. When it's snow in Bergen, when we get the snow, we can actually take the funicular up and then we will slide back down. That's good fun.
Yeah, it's not good for elderly people though, because he's going to break a hip next year. But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Madeline Miller, Portland, Oregon.
I live in Portland and we get a lot of rain here too. Sorry about that, Madeline. Lovely raincoats. Can I buy this design in the US?
Well, yeah, actually, I think you can. Yeah, they started shipping.
They started shipping to the US, only to the US and to Europe, as far as I know. But you can check it out on their website. It's quite a simple URL because it's Bergen without the vowels, so it's brgn.com, and you will get up your shipping information there. So really recommend those coats if you live in a place with lots of rain, because you can actually look nice in rainwear. It doesn't look like rainwear at all. So
it can take a lot of it.
Yeah. And I'm actually put a third one on my wish list for Christmas this year because I love them so much.
Thank you for telling me. Thank you for telling me.
Yeah, for your information. Yeah.
Thanks. Stan Marshall, Louisville, Kentucky.
We just wanted to say how much we're enjoying the programming on Viking.TV. Well, we agree with you there, Stan. A lot of interesting stuff to see. So thank you for sending that note. And then from Marianne Van Hess from Pismo Beach, California.
You've been there.
Yeah.
A lot. 2 years ago.
We went road trip in California for 3 weeks. So we stopped at Pismo Beach. Oh, that's a beautiful place. Yeah. So I didn't realize Norway had such exceptional food. Sounds very varied and delicious.
But actually, it has really improved the latest years, and the level of cooking in Norway now is just amazing. In Bergen, we got some really good stuff.
Yeah, and especially focusing on food traveling a short way from its origin until the plate. So,
you mean jumping from the sea?
And pretty much jumping up on your plate. So
no, but not only that, we also have the farm landscape very close to Bergen. So it's
berries and fruits and ciders that actually just 2 hours away from Bergen. There's really a lot of good food. So
we mentioned some of the places, but there are obviously a lot of them.
Yeah. So from Emily Kerr from Elliott, Maine, USA. Can you ski in the mountains?
Well, she just told me I was too old, so I can't ski.
That was from sliding. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yes, we can ski in the mountains, but to be sure we get enough snow, we have to travel for like 45 to 60 minutes.
Yeah, if you want lots of snow.
Yeah, closer up to the mountains.
To Voss area, for example. Yeah. But from the cross-country skiing, you can usually, in the winter months, you can usually ski up in the mountains here. Only when it's an exceptional bad winter with very little snow, that would be an issue. So definitely recommend that if you come in the winter time.
Yeah. Jane Matthews, Solihull, UK.
I noticed that no one is wearing a mask. Is it okay to travel to Norway now? Unfortunately,
challenging question, yes.
We have been very lucky here during the pandemic because we have a very good health system that is free for everybody, and they really took things very seriously when everything started. So only up until now, only about 300 people have passed away because of the COVID virus here in Norway, and most of them have been very old or had underlying diseases. So we managed to keep things very down for now.
But actually, at the moment, we have a little fallback. It's on its way up again. We are using masks or we are recommended to use masks on
public transportation.
There's a lot of people. We see more and more people using masks outside, but still not a common thing. But if you were walking the street in Bergen now, you would see people wearing masks.
Yeah, but compared to other European countries, we have still a very free society now. Most of us go to work in the office, and we can go on malls, and we can go to concerts, not more than 200 at the same time, but we can do these things. We can go out in restaurants. But obviously, we don't know how the next months are going to look. But what we know is that our authorities take this very, very seriously, and they put really good systems into place.
Yeah, and we are careful. Norwegians are careful.
We have this word that you should learn if you come to Norway. It's called dugnad. And that was what our authorities told us to do in March. Dugnad is something that we do here in Norway. If we need to fix something, then people will come together in the community, work for free to do some for the common good. And that was what our Prime Minister called on in March. And people pretty much then just stayed home for 2 months, and we got everything under control. Yeah. So Norway's quite a society with a very high level of trust, and everybody really contributed to the big national dugnad to get the pandemic under control. So we're very lucky to benefit from that today. But obviously, we all look forward to a normal world again. Yeah.
Ray Hansen, Oklahoma City, US.
You mentioned it rains a lot in Bergen. When is the best time to visit?
Depending if you would like some rain.
Yeah, I can tell you this, Ray. You can definitely whenever you decide to come, you cannot be guaranteed that we want rain because, as we mentioned in the video, it's like 250 days a year. So,
but what's fun is when the suns come, when you have the first sun in the spring, and then everybody's out. A lot of smiling faces.
It's like we come out of our shelter when the first sun comes. But I would say the best time, usually weather-wise, it's from May until the start of September. That's when we have less rain than the other months.
You know, the Bergen International Festival, music festival, that's usually starts around 25th of May.
Yeah.
And that was put there because
statistically,
that's the time of year with the less rain. In Bergen. Yeah.
So, but we once actually tried to do an outdoor theater production in Bergen in the end of July and start of August, and we ended up having rain on 60 out of 17 performances. So you can't really trust the statistics either. But I mean, we have rainwear, we got umbrellas, just enjoy it.
Yeah, and as Eric Gross from London comments, wow, Bergen looks very picturesque.
It really is. And what you need to go and just explore the small streets around Bergen. There are so many nice wooden houses with small narrow streets. You can just go and discover. It's really nice, rain or sun.
And then we got Bob Johnson, Lake Orion in Michigan.
We're booked to join a Viking cruise in 2021.
Oh, look, lucky you.
Yeah, you're really lucky. And we can't wait to see Bryggen. Thank you for a lovely video. You're so welcome.
Thanks.
And we can't wait to welcome you guys to Bergen. We look so much forward to having Viking guests here again.
Having the ships back.
Yeah.
We miss them.
Every day we pass where the ships usually are situated when we come to work, and it's like, oh, it's not there today either. It's really strange. So we can't wait to have them back. So Jim Hastings from Windsor, Ontario in Canada wants to know if there are any hotels in the Bryggen area.
Yeah, actually there are.
Yeah.
It's four hotels just on the area on the Bryggen area line there.
You got the Radisson Hotel and the Clarion Hotel out on the further end of Bryggen. Really nice business hotels and quite good hotels, and then you got the First Hotel and
which
the
actually has
Hanseatic
just
Hotel.
changed to a Clarion Hotel.
Yeah.
And then you got five because you also have the Thun Hotel in the beginning. Yeah.
So really 5 good hotels in that area. So it's a nice place
But
to stay.
if you want a high level quality on your stay, I would recommend either a Clarion Hotel Havnekontoret or SAS. No, it's not SAS. Radisson Blue Royal at Bryggen. Those are the 2 best hotels.
Yeah.
It used to be SAS Hotel.
Yeah.
Still are for us. Yeah.
For us, it's
Elizabeth Kelly from Florida, USA.
Is Bergen warm during the summer months?
Not compared to Florida.
No, I think for people coming from Florida, it would not be considered warm. However, if we're lucky, we can have up to 30 degrees Celsius. I don't know the Fahrenheit, I'm sorry about that, but it can be pretty hot during the summer. And usually during the summer months, we would have an average between around 20 degrees Celsius. Yeah. So we can wear shorts and summer dresses.
And go swimming in the sea if you can swim.
You have to be a real Viking.
Yeah.
It's kind of be like 14, 15 degrees in the ocean. So it's what you would call, refreshing. Plus, So, but it's not going to be warm until the extent that you're going to be looking for an air condition. But it can be pretty nice. Yeah.
Tim Anderson, Lanarkshire in Scotland.
Can you see the Northern Lights in Bergen?
No, we are too far south for Northern Lights.
Sometimes in the winter.
Yeah, but it's
very rare, like every 5th year. Yeah, so going up to Tromsø or to the Arctic Circle, you would see a lot more of the Northern Lights. But I think I've seen it, I've lived here for 22 years and I've seen it twice.
Yeah,
so,
I think that's right.
Yeah, but once you see it, it's pretty amazing. So James Armitage from Colchester in the UK. How did both of you meet and how did you both become such a cool couple? Okay, James, could we get that in writing, please, for our children? Because I think they would strongly disagree.
Yeah.
But thank you very much.
Well, actually, we met at work.
Yeah.
A different place
job than this.
But,
Yeah, but we're always working, so that was the place we were going to meet people. So we fell in love, and now we've been together for
close to 20 years.
Close to 20 years, actually. And we actually, I have to tell you this, we actually got married last year on Christmas Eve on Brooklyn Bridge in New York. We told nobody. We just brought our daughter Anna, and then we went away and we got married on the bridge on Christmas Eve with like 400 people watching. So that was amazingly romantic. And I realized we were cool up until this point. I'm going to put that on my resume.
Yeah, I feel as well, definitely.
But I think when we started this company, we just quit our well-paid jobs and just started a company from scratch with no security whatsoever, because you spend so much time of your life at work that it should be fun.
And we've been running now for 14 years.
Yeah. So our only ambition was to have fun and do what we love to do. So we turn down everything we don't love to do and we just have fun. So I think that just gives you an energy and a love for your work.
And from my side, I can also add having a younger companion definitely helps.
Yeah, you're probably not going to know, but he's actually 11 years older than me, but nobody believes that. So well.
You're only 29.
Yeah, I'm 29, going on the 14th year now, and I'm loving that age of my life. So moving on, definitely.
Yeah.
From Lucinda Hill from Alaska, Anchorage, Alaska. Oh my gosh.
Can you recommend some good hikes around Bergen, please?
Oh yeah. That's not a problem. I would definitely hike in the mountains. All of the 7 mountains have got different hikes. You can buy these maps where you can choose your hike from how far or how steep. Or we got one mountain just close to the town center where you can walk up like a stair that's built from Sherpas from Nepal. It's really exhausting for your legs, but you get really quickly up there and get a really nice view. And then you can take the funicular, or you can take the cable car on Mount Ulriken.
But that's beautiful. You take cable car up Mount Ulriken, and then you walk to Mount Fløien.
Yeah, it's called Vidden.
Vidden, that's really nice.
That's a beautiful.
And then you take you can either walk down or you take the funicular back down to the city center.
That's a stunning walk.
Yeah,
So.
As you said, obviously all the mountains. Again, you can if you want to go like 45-50 minutes by train, you go up to Voss, up to the mountains there. If you go into Hardanger area, another an hour.
Beautiful place, and so many nice trails and walks, and I mean it's just a matter of choosing what you like. You will find anything when it comes to hiking here.
Yeah,
definitely. So,
Roger Lee, Austin, Texas.
Oh, we were supposed to go to Austin this year. We were going on March 14th to the South by Southwest Festival, but that did obviously not happen. So, Roger, we're going to come back as soon as this pandemic is out
but
of the way.
it's not happening in 21.
No, it's going to be 22. 22.
You'll see us there, Roger, in 22.
So, Roger wants to know, is Bergen expensive?
Norway got a reputation of being expensive. We don't find it, not from a Norwegian perspective, but I mean, like you said, Ingunn, we've been like go to New York.
Yeah, we pay more for a glass of wine in New York than we do here.
So again, it depends on the same in London.
Yeah,
it's no more expensive in Bergen than in London.
But we pay a lot of taxes in Norway. We got a really, really good welfare system where basically everything is covered for you. Something should happen to you, even if you get sick, if you get unemployed, if you get pregnant, state will cover it all. So that's why we pay a lot of taxes. So it is a high-cost country, but not in a continental perspective and with the larger cities in the rest of the world. I would say I spent going to California for 3 weeks was quite expensive as well.
But I like the way you say it. Like the other big cities in the world.
Bergen is not a big city. Sorry, I was thinking of Norway as a city. We have 5 million people altogether in Norway, so we're a very small country, and Bergen is a quite small city. So, Larry Corrigan from Portland, Oregon. Are there any great places to buy souvenirs in Bergen?
The easiest place to find them is obviously Bryggen.
Yeah. I mean, if you go there, you have all the souvenirs you're going to need for the rest of your life, I think. You can buy the trolls, and you can buy all these, picture books and all the small souvenir stuff. Cheese slicers. We invented the cheese slicer, So selling that and buy them.
So I mean, that's the area. Bryggen is the area to go for that.
Yeah, you don't need to go anywhere else.
Marion Murphy, Sydney, Australia.
Good evening, Australia.
There are some beautiful buildings in Bergen. Are there any favorites of yours that you could recommend visiting, please?
Yes.
We are not famous for nice buildings.
No, it's not like the thing Bergen is most known for, but we do have, I mean, like the Håkonshall and the Rosenkrantz Tower out on the fortress that we told you about in the video. And the Church of Mary as also it's just on Bryggen.
And that is just
everything has been
it's back
fixed.
to like 300 years ago.
Yeah, it's a beautiful church.
I would mention Ole Bulls home at Lysøen.
Yeah,
that is a really special place. You will have to travel a little bit to get there. I think it's
it's a nice excursion.
Yeah, nice excursion. But that is a beautiful host.
Yeah, and also Grieg's home at Trollhaugen is also open for the audience to visit. And
so if you like music, I mean, or interested in that kind of culture, you will even see Grieg's piano there, the one he used to compose.
But I would also just recommend walking around the streets here because there are so many wooden houses and small narrow streets, and every house is built differently. When I first moved to Bergen, I lived in one of those houses and my mother was visiting, and everything is kind of so crooked and built in that she was sitting on the dinner table and thought she had already gotten too much wine after half a glass because everything was tilting. So.
But that's an area that we didn't really touch on in our little walk earlier.
Yeah.
Skostredet. I mean, just from the city center in the end. Actually, the easiest place to enter there is at the funicular. Just continue the small street towards the Domkirken, the church, and then just go straight into Skostredet. That is a very special place in Bergen.
Yeah. So lots of small places to see, and also, of course, Bryggen. I mean, these buildings are spectacular. The way they're just kind of leaning towards each other. We're kind of nervous they're going to fall down. But
I like past the one with my name on.
Yeah, there's actually you have to see this. There's actually a building on Bryggen says O. Storheim, which is his name. It's not it's not because of him. It's just a distant relative, but it's cool anyway.
And that's on the UNESCO
World Heritage. Yeah. So those are the buildings, and also the Museum of Natural History that's also really beautiful building. So, yeah. Robert Miller from Missouri City, Texas, USA.
What are the best local foods to try? I've heard that the waffles and jam and the fresh seafood are amazing.
Yes, we got great waffles.
Yeah.
And the jam made from local berries is exquisite. And seafood definitely.
And the different kind of seafood, not only the fish, but also what you've done with the fish afterwards, like the fiskekake.
Yeah. And shellfish.
Stuff. Yeah. If you got time, you should maybe go to Cornelius.
Yeah.
That little restaurant that you have to go by boat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's really special fish cuisine. And you have to try the brown cheese. It's a goat cheese that's very special for Norway. It's very sweet cheese. But most foreigners love it. It's very sweet, very nice. You can buy it and take home with you. We really recommend trying that.
What are the best places for testing? I mean, if you're happy to be in Bergen on a farmers market day,
that's
then
that's
a Torget. Then you will have all the farmers,
local farmers coming into town. Yeah,
that's a good time. But also like going to some of the bakeries.
Yeah.
Baker Brun. The other one is
Yeah, lots of nice bakeries. Lee Nielsen.
Yes.
So pastries and they're really good pastries. Sometimes we also use the berries in the pastries, so they're not that sweet. So it's a lot of nice. So often when we come on board, we think the pastries are really too sweet because we're used to a bit fresher with the berries. But so much nice food.
David Gilbright from St. Louis.
In USA, how big is Bergen? Is it possible to explore the whole city on foot?
Yes, actually it is.
The city center, is very compact. And Bergen people are getting quite lazy because everything is so compact that if you have to walk from the one side to the other, it's like, oh my God, it's 12 minutes. But you can really do that. And then people live outside.
It's like 15-20 minutes. That's max if you go from one side to the other.
15-20 minutes. And then a lot of people live in the city, but also a lot of people live just like 10-15 minutes out of the city center. So the city is kind of built around the suburbs. So
and it's the population of Bergen is 250,000.
Yeah, we're a big city, like I told you, continental, right?
The population of the city center is not very big, would you say?
Yeah.
25,000 maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Small.
But really a city where you can walk everywhere. You don't need to think about subway or bus or anything. Just use your feet and you will get.
But what you should do though, is particularly if you are at Bryggen or you're staying at Bryggen, there is a little ferry called Bergen.
Yeah, that's
that just
fun.
take you
Yeah.
just across the inner harbor. It's a 5-minute boat, and then you.
It's a teeny tiny boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very cute.
That is one thing to take.
Yeah.
Take Bergen and then walk.
Just across the like the what is it called? The harbor area. It's just yeah.
Vågen.
Yeah.
Vågen.
And
And then you can go to see aquaria.
Yeah, the
aquarium.
aquarium. Yeah.
And then walk back to the city there. And then you should not walk. You shouldn't. If you've been to the aquarium, you should not go at Vågen side back. You should go at the mountains. So you are up the hill, so you see Nordnes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also really nice. There's nice parks and just explore by foot. That's our only advice. Do not get into a bus because the whole city is actually road construction like as a one-way street. So if you get in the wrong way street, you're going to go around the whole thing and go back again.
Yeah.
So just by feet. Carol Sutton from Manchester, UK. What is it like a different time of year? How cold does it get in the winter and how warm in the summer?
Well, I mean, like.
Minus 10 at the worst in the winter, Celsius?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus 30.
Yeah. So, but usually.
But the problem is that it's like 9 degrees at midsummer and Christmas Eve.
Yeah, we can have the same weather on December 25th and June 25th, temperature-wise. It's amazing.
Yeah, but minus 10 is not often.
It's not often. No. Usually in winter is minus 2-3 degrees. It's totally, doable.
Don't agree with you. It's mainly plus 4.
Yeah.
And it's this terrible wet snow, water, rain coming down.
Yeah, good job promoting Bergen.
It is an experience.
Yeah, it is an experience to walk in your very wet shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not gonna be too cold. You're not gonna be too warm. We can promise you that. And compared to Manchester, I think we're pretty much the same in the winter.
Brandon Cole, Windsor, Ontario, Canada.
The final question for tonight, actually. Yeah. Do most Norwegians in Bergen speak English, or is it useful to learn some of the language? We are quite representative of a normal. Our kids are taught English from the age of 5, so 99% of everybody you meet will speak English like we do. So, but obviously, it's always charming to have some local, words. So I can teach you one. It's thank you very much. It would say tusen takk. So that's nice to say. If you purchase something and they will give you can say tusen takk.
But in Bergen, you should try to find one of these Bergen books that tells you the special Bergen words. We got something like, that, what's it called, a round thing that's in the floor for the water coming down, that we call bakalok.
Yeah, and if you want to say, what's up, you can say kategori, and that's words you cannot use them anywhere else in Norway, but you can use them here in Bergen.
Yeah, we got some really Berganish words. So those are the ones you should go for. You don't need them. Obviously, it's good fun to try to speak the language as tusen takk and brunost.
Yeah, brown cheese. Skillingsbolle.
That one is important. Skillingsbolle. That's a good one.
And people from Bergen, they're very patriotic, so they would say, I'm not from Norway, I'm from Bergen. So Bergen people are really proud of I'm not from Bergen, so I don't say that. But because you can't actually become a person from Bergen, you have to be born here to be a person from Bergen. It's very strict rules.
Yeah, if not, you have to be your grandparents, or before it's 4 generations.
4 generations before
you're a true Bergen.
So it's really strict. So all of the other, we're just immigrants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys,
that's
we had
good,
so
great.
much fun
Yeah.
answering your questions, and we hope you enjoy this, and we hope we actually want to come to Bergen after seeing this.
Definitely. even if it rains or
Yeah.
snows or whatever. I mean, we would love to see you in Bergen.
And we promise you're going to have a great time.
Yeah.
One of the best things about Bergen is the people here. They're very warm, they're very welcoming, and they're kind of special kind of people. So we really think you're going to enjoy visiting us.
Yep.
And until then, we'll see you.
We'll see you.